With its factory tuning and data center DNA, an Intel 730 series SSD is an amazing choice for gamers and performance enthusiasts. This isn't my first experience with the Pebble ecosystem, and you can find my original review in the video thumbnail here, but if you don't feel like watching that, I'll summarize for you. The Pebble is one of those few products that changed the way I go about my daily life. The App Store has improved the product further since my original review with easy access to apps for better music control, forcing your phone to ring when you can't find it, and much more stuff like that, and even better. But even though I'm not a heavy app user, worth every penny only begins to describe how I felt about my vanilla Pebble. So for the first time pretty much ever, I ordered the Pebble Steel the second I heard about it instead of waiting to see if it was good, and here's my review of the unit I bought. That ended up being delayed 5 months because of a shipping address mix-up that, to Pebble's credit, they did eventually resolve to my satisfaction. Speaking of things they resolved to my satisfaction, my original Pebble actually started glitching out around the same time my Steel arrived, and while it's disappointing that the screen is displaying gobbledygook a lot of the time, it is actually still somewhat usable, and after a couple quick messages to their support, they're shipping me a new one, and I don't even appear to have to send the original back. So 2 thumbs up for saving me the cost of shipping the unit. On to the Steel now. I think the packaging actually says just about everything there is to say about this product versus the original. It looks great, feels premium, and the message that it gets across is, hey, we may still be the same company with the same basic product, but we're all grown up now, check us out. And that's what Steel is. Compared to the original Pebble, the main stuff hasn't changed. It has the same sized e-ink display with unchanged contrast and resolution, things I'd like to see upgraded in a future revision. The battery life is the same, the button layout is the same, it's still waterproof, the Bluetooth connectivity is unchanged, and it's still compatible with all the same apps. The improvements are all in the design, which is great, because let's face it, Pebble owners, most of the comments we get about our watches sound more like, what the heck is that? Versus, oh wow, that's great, what is it? And there's a big difference. Now that changes. The Steel is available in matte black or brushed stainless steel, and both models ship with a leather strap pre-attached and a metal wristband that was a touch big for me out of the box, but has an included screwdriver and the ability to shorten it, so I was able to resize it and swap it myself. Pebble doesn't recommend doing this yourself, but aside from the pins being extremely tight on mine, I had a pretty hard time with that, I didn't have too much difficulty, and this guide here got me through it in about 20 minutes. Now that I've tried both, I think I'm gonna stick with the metal band for now. Honestly, they're both great, and whichever one you like better is 100% a personal choice. The leather one is lighter, not waterproof, and feels a bit more casual, while the Steel one feels, aside from the added weight and bulk, slightly more comfortable on my wrist, with the waterproofness being a nice touch. So there's the pros and cons of each of those. Moving past the strap, the watch face itself has gotten a nice upgrade too. It's smaller overall, with cleaner, straighter lines. The bezel is smaller, particularly on the top and bottom. The buttons are closer together with a nicer tactile feel to them, and the front plastic of the original Pebble has been replaced with Gorilla Glass, a welcome upgrade. I mean, I may not do hard manual labor every day, but I do work with my hands sometimes, like even just in computers, and I have scratched the bejeebus out of my original Pebble. This should hold up much better. The last upgrade is actually a pretty minor one. There's a little RGB LED for charge status indication, and app developers, I guess, can make use of it at some point, but I haven't seen any news posted about it in the last few months. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, looks like it hasn't really been used much yet. Which closes out the positive points that I'm going to make in this review and leads well into my one complaint. Pebble, seriously? You changed the charging cable? It's one thing to have a proprietary charging connector. Apple does it, and I accept the way they do it because not only is the Lightning standard they developed infinitely better than the micro USB one that everyone else is using, but they also don't change it on us every year. Pebble? What the heck, man? I really hope this doesn't turn into a trend, and I hope that they've given this iteration a little bit more thought for the future so I don't need to run out and buy new charging cables every time I upgrade my watch to the latest and greatest, as I'm very likely to do, unless Apple knocks it out of the park with the iWatch and the iPhone 6 or the Moto 360 really blows me away. Overall, I like their charging cable, I like that it's magnetic, I like that it's easy to use, but I just really wish they wouldn't change it all the time. And I guess that's pretty much it. I loved the Pebble. The steel is even better because it doesn't attract as many weird stares. I know a lot of you noticed that I was using another smartwatch for a while there. To be perfectly honest, the only reason I was wearing it for so long without reviewing it was that I was really busy and couldn't find time to get it working properly, so I just kept leaving it on my wrist to remind myself to tinker with it when I had a moment, and right now I'm waiting to hear back from their support. I still haven't gotten it working, so you may see a review on that one when the software improves, but for now, Pebble's still my go-to. My experience hasn't been without its rough patches, as I outlined at the beginning of this video, but they've managed to make it right every time. And quite frankly, aside from the product, support has to be a factor when you buy things, and up to this point, I'm a very satisfied customer. So guys, like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it. I hope you enjoyed my review of the Pebble Steel and the difference in the experience. I know I didn't really cover that much about actually using the thing. Quite frankly, once again, it hasn't changed that much, so go check out that other video if you want to know what it's like to use a Pebble. Guys, if you enjoy our videos, then check out the support us link in the video description. You can give us a contribution, you can buy a cool t-shirt like this one, or you can change your Amazon bookmarks to ones with our affiliate code so we get a small kickback when you buy stuff. Thanks again for watching, and as always, don't forget to subscribe for more videos just like this one.